Christmas Day 2010, I got the call that my dad took a
Mhm.
fall and I had to move my parents across the country. I'm raising two neurodiverse kids, and then ended up having to go through a divorce all through the years that my parents were aging, dying. My mother had Alzheimer's. It was a lot. And I also coach a lot of clients who have been in caregiving roles, and
Mhm.
the toll it takes on the nervous system
Mhm.
is not to be underestimated.
We lost our homes. We were caregiving parents. We had our
Mhm.
careers, or in my case, my business disrupted.
Right.
And what I find is that caregiving, like, we have to acknowledge that plan A is gone sometimes. We need to get creative. We need to, and maybe when you're stressed is not the easiest time to get creative, but
Mhm.
with the right tools, we can open ourselves up to possibility.
Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome everyone to Answers for Elders Radio Network, heard across the USA on your favorite podcast channel. And if you're watching us on YouTube, there's some very, very exciting information that I have to share with you and to introduce you to two amazing women that are definitely going to be in your world very soon. I'm going to first start with a little bit of a story, because for most of you, if you've been listening to our show now, we've been on the air almost 10 years. Um, I was a family caregiver. And when I started Answers for Elders way back in 2009, I was thick in the middle of taking care of my mom. I remember the days of feeling overwhelmed. I lost my job. I lost my home during the Great Recession, to foreclosure. It was really, really a tough time. And I remember those times of feeling like I had all the weight on my shoulders as a family caregiver. And really, I felt like I was all alone in the world because there wasn't the support network. And that's what got me the impetus once I lost my job to start Answers for Elders, because I really believed that no family should ever have to go through what I went through, ever. Because obviously, it's taking care of someone that is older, that is aging. It's not an easy thing. Aging is not easy. And for those of you who have been with me for the last 10 years, you're likely in my age group being a boomer, where now our role is kind of shifting. We are now the ones that are aging. We are now the ones that are looking for options for our own lifestyle as we get older. And the thing that's interesting is, because we took care of our parents, we've decided, on the most part, a lot of boomers are saying, I'm not going to put my kids through this. I'm going to take responsibility for my own life. I'm going to make the decisions for my own aging. And so we've kind of, as Answers for Elders, we've kind of shifted to, that speaking to that same audience that was with us 10 years ago. Now we're talking about our own life choices, moving into homes that can more accommodate, that are less maintenance wise, accommodating those that want to age in place, because now is the time for boomers to start making those decisions. But then what happens to that family caregiver? That family caregiver is not a boomer anymore unless they're a spouse, but for the most part, they're not, right? Instead, it's that 40-something-year-old woman, primarily, about 70% women in the United States. Um, the sandwich generation today is much longer in this world, because what's happening? Seniors are living longer, so their parents are living longer. On the other side, kids are staying at home longer due to economic constraints, things like that. So because of that, we are really focusing as an organization, as Answers for Elders, is how can we stay towards our same mission and still support that family that is going through, caregiving. And here's the beauty of this. We now have an amazing brand new show on YouTube called Vivitude that will be launching this September 22nd, 2025. And so this month, I am introducing to you all four of our brand new hosts, and they are the most amazing women I've ever met. I am so blown away by their wisdom, their knowledge, and their commitment to helping those that are going through transitions in life, whether it's caregiving, whether it's job change, whether it's overwhelm, whether it's life change, or just middle age thing of, is this all there is? I need to find new purpose. And so I want to introduce to you all these two amazing women. Number one, Lauren Archer, who is our spiritual and emotional wellness expert on Vivitude, and Kate Phillips, who are our financial and occupational wellness experts on Vivitude. Welcome to Answers for Elders, ladies, and we're so excited about our new sister program.
So excited to be here. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you, Suzanne. Yes, looking forward to this amazing adventure to participate in Vivitude and helping women reinvent themselves.
Right. And talking about reinvention, you two have both been through reinvention in your own lives. What that is, and I know, Kate, for you, you have a story that you posted last night on Facebook that actually brought tears to my eyes.
Oh,
Your father. And the thing that I think so many of us have been living, through this reinvention, whether it's divorce, whether it's, taking care of a loved one, whether it's losing a spouse in some cases. And so I'd love to talk to each one of you a little bit about, what are you seeing with women today as far as the tools that they need to find to get to the new place in transition? Lauren, do you want to start?
Sure, I'd be happy to jump in here. Yes, I personally have been through caregiving. Boy, Christmas Day 2010, I got the call that my dad took a
Mhm.
fall and I had to move my parents across the country. I'm raising two neurodiverse kids, and then ended up having to go through a divorce all through the years that my parents were aging, dying. My mother had Alzheimer's. It was a lot. And I also coach a lot of clients who have been in caregiving roles, and the toll it takes on the nervous system
Mhm.
is not to be underestimated. The emotional and spiritual toll of that sense of losing yourself, of have the whole system in fight or flight. So
Mhm.
there are some simple tools. One that completely changed my life, and it is an evidence-based, science-based practice from the Institute of Heart Math. It's a nonprofit organization, but a simple thing that anyone can do anytime is put your hand on your heart, pause for a moment, and breathe. And it sounds so simple, but what we know is that slow, gentle, intentional
Right.
breath. And by putting our hand on the heart, we're taking our attention from the intellect and connecting with
Mhm.
ourself, our heart, our emotions.
Right.
Slowing down, we know that deactivates cortisol, it releases different kinds of hormones, and it helps to calm the nervous system. So that's just one example of
Yeah.
many things we can do.
And when you think about when you talk about cortisol, that's a whole other piece of middle-aged women, because
Oh,
how
yes.
often, is the poochy belly the sign for stress?
And not to mention perimenopause, when our
Yes,
hormones are getting
absolutely.
all wonky and discombobulated.
Yeah. And
It
we'll be talking a lot about these issues on the show. And then
Yes.
Kate, my goodness, financial, transformation in not necessarily good ways to start, but you reinvented yourself after you know, a catastrophe in your life.
call it my financial storm. And
Yeah.
during what I call the not so great recession, because it wasn't really so great for me. And you and I share a lot in common. We lost our homes. We were caregiving parents. We had our careers, or in my case, my business disrupted.
Right.
And what I find is that caregiving, like, we have to acknowledge that plan A is gone sometimes. Sometimes not, sometimes it just takes some little tweaks, but oftentimes we need to get creative. We need to, and maybe when you're stressed is not the easiest time to get creative, but
Mhm.
with the right tools, we can open ourselves up to possibility.
And
And for me, even though my business got disrupted, I was able to kind of flow and, create some new possibilities when I had to be home to keep my dad out of trouble. I started taking on some writing work, and I started writing for other financial professionals. And I did that for 12 out of the last 15 years. It ended up being a career that lasted even longer than the caregiving did.
Right. And so we're going to get into why Vivitude exists, a little bit about our show and about what Lauren and Kate are up to as we launch this brand new YouTube channel. And so we invite you to absolutely stay in touch with all kinds of announcements that are going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks by going on Facebook. Right now, you can find our Facebook page, and it's www.facebook.com/Vivitude official. And we'll be right back very soon. But in the meantime, Lauren and Kate both have their own businesses that here in the greater Puget Sound and serve women all across the USA. So Lauren, how do we reach you? What is your website?
My website is Lauren Archer, spelled just like it sounds, laurenarcher.live, or you can think live. So live, live.
I love that. And Kate, how do we reach you?
Yes, totalwealthcoaching.com, or you can find me on YouTube at Total Wealth Show, or I'm very active on Facebook, The Kate Phillips, except no substitutes.
I love that. And we'll be right back, everyone, right after this. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.